Okay, so this is Let's Get Tipsy.
I'm Fernando.
I'm Priscilla. And we're getting tipsy and yapping about random topics because...
Why not? So...
today's topic is going to be about shows and movies.
Movies, yeah.
Fernando has a show. I have a show. I'm doing Attack on Titan, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm doing the Avatar: The Last Airbender. I can
love that. Love
because
that.
I just finished the first book, so I think I'm fresh out of it, so I feel like I know everything right now.
Okay, fair.
Also, it took us so long to get this audio figured out.
This is the first recording, though. We're still going to do the intro, but this is the first actual recording. Yeah,
literally, it took us probably... You got here like at 7 something. It is now 8:19. It took us almost an hour.
We're doing our best here.
But it's our trial and error, so we'll
get better.
Now we know,
this is the worst of the worst. This worst to get. So today we're learning about Attack on Titan. I don't know how much you've heard about it.
I remember we started watching it at your house.
We did.
But
you weren't into it.
It takes me a while to get into it because, I mean, you realize how long it took me to watch Avatar?
True.
Avatar, but I loved it. I loved the first book, and I still have 2 more books to watch, which I'm very excited to watch.
It's been 2 years.
Okay, but tell me about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna get really long-winded, but I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible. But not really. But not really. I like to talk.
Okay, so I remember watching the first episode. I think first 2-3 episodes.
Okay, I still feel like you need to watch it because it's so immersive.
I will.
I'm gonna tell it to you in like timeline order, like from the beginning to the end. Okay. However, the show starts at the end and ends at the beginning.
Oh, okay. It makes sense.
Okay. So I have something pulled up because obviously I can't remember everything on a tipsy brain. But the episode that we start at, timeline-wise, is called To You in 2,000 Years. And I'm just looking at the images for now because I'm trying to make it from my memory. So essentially, there's a little girl. She's a little, like, homeless girl. She doesn't have parents. She's in a little village. Like, and this village is super small. And there's, like, a ruler over the village. And everybody's, like, basically a slave. This ruler is super, like, evil and mean because whenever somebody does something wrong, he cuts off their hands, he cuts off their tongues, stuff like that.
Oh, my God.
I think she got her tongue cut off, but I can't remember.
The little girl?
Yeah.
What the...
And I'm talking, like, she's young. Like, maybe 12. She's a refugee. Essentially, someone stole a pig. And the king was trying to figure out who stole the pig. So everybody in the village pointed at the little girl. The little girl couldn't defend herself. And so the king was like, you're free now. However, everybody in the village, go chase her down and kill her. So she leaves the village running for her life. Everybody's shooting her with bows and arrows. Like, they're throwing rocks at her. Poor Miss Homegirl. She's just trying to make it. She ends up in a forest. And she finds a little cave below a tree. Not quite a cave, more so a gap in the tree. And she decides to go in there because, I guess, hiding spot. However, when she falls in there, she ends up in a weird, like, not lagoon. Imagine if you fell into a well.
Okay.
And there's a little... This is going to sound so weird. But a worm, like, that attaches itself to her spine. And then she wakes up from that as a Titan. And this is the first founding Titan. Like, she has every ability that the 9 Titans have. And the 9 Titans have super special abilities. So we're talking the Attack Titan, the Female Titan, the Car Titan, the Warhammer Titan, the Colossal Titan, the Armor Titan, and the rest. Anyway.
So in a sense, because I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
In a sense, because of like the Avatar, where he masters all the abilities.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to master anything. She just has it.
She just has it.
But there's only one Titan that has it. There's only one Titan.
Okay.
Yeah. She's all powerful. So obviously, as people are chasing her down to kill her, she awakens and she's like killing everybody. So everybody fears her all of a sudden. So the king, this like God knows how old man, marries this little girl because he realizes that he can use her as a weapon.
The little girl, as in the Titan.
Yeah,
oh.
But she's still a little girl. She can just turn into a Titan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're talking some deep rooted shit. So he marries her, super morally wrong, and
so he married her to use her.
Yeah, like literally, they take over kingdoms with her like Titan powers. Because right now we're talking, they don't have modern like civilizations. They're literally just bows and arrows, spears. So we have a big ass Titan. She's gonna knock them out of the park.
Okay.
Okay, so then he marries her and he has 3 kids with her. And these kids are called Cinna, Maria, and Rose. I don't know if you remember, but Cinna, Maria, and Rose were the walls surrounding the main plot of Attack on Titan.
I did it. Oh, okay.
That's a little thing. You cannot watch Attack on Titan without rewatching it 4 times.
I feel like I'm like that with any show. It's like I rewatch it again a second time, and I'm like, wait, when did that happen? Because I don't remember that.
No, yeah. So that's an important fact. So these girls, they grow up to be like, I have no idea, but they're not children, but they're not adults. Maybe teens, maybe. And eventually, the king, he's doing like a little rally because now he's all powerful because he took over everybody's country. And somebody, obviously from an opposing country, throws a spear at him in the purpose to kill him. And Miss Little Girl over here, she decides to jump in front of him because she loves him genuinely.
Okay.
So she gets speared in the heart. And she dies. However, the king is not ready to lose that power.
Uh-huh.
So he tells his 3 little girls to eat their mom. Their mom. They eat
their
her.
mom.
This gets dark, dude. You only watch 1 episode.
I was like, none of the first episode that I watched reference any of what you're saying.
Dark.
I'm like, where does that...
I'm telling you, I watched season 4 and I thought I was watching a different anime. I was like, what is it? And it gets so much worse through every single season.
Oh, God. That's just... That's crazy.
Okay. So they eat her, so they gain her abilities.
Okay.
They can become Titans.
Oh, okay.
And they pass it on to their children. And the children try to pass it on. However, the cap is 9. There's only 9 intelligent Titans, which are the ones I mentioned that I didn't finish listing off, but I'm sure they'll come up somewhere in the story.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 9 intelligent Titans. Everybody else is a mindless Titan. However, it's just the same, like, bloodline. It's the Eldians that can turn into Titans. No one else can turn into Titans. By the way, we have a whole world. We're not secluded to an island. Titans are not secluded to one island.
Okay.
There's the entire world who views Eldians as basically like war criminals. They treat them terribly. Okay, so now we have 9 intelligent Titans.
Okay, because she had 9 kids or what?
No, she had 3 kids.
3
but the
kids.
kids ate her.
Oh.
And then they had kids.
Okay, so the kids from the kids.
The kids from the kids.
Something like that.
Yeah. So then going forward, they just have a freaking army. They have a kingdom. They have their shit together. Like the world is bowing down to them.
Okay.
Until we get to a certain king.
Oh God.
And this king is like, actually everything that we've been doing is up.
Okay.
Like, it's super messed up. We need to fix it. And I'm going to be the one to fix it. So he decides to take himself and 100 people to a secluded island.
Okay.
And the world knows of this. But to the people that he took, however, I didn't tell you, he had the power of the founding titan. The founding titan has the power to control people's minds.
Okay, I was just about to ask. Okay.
Yeah.
Control people's minds?
Yeah. So he basically, like, makes everyone believe that they're the last, like, human beings on Earth.
Like, there will be no more. They're the last people?
Like, no, like, they are the last living human beings.
Okay.
He makes them think that. And obviously, they're aliens. He can only control aliens. He can't control everybody. So he takes them to that place, and he uses not armor titans. He uses colossal titans to make the wall. You know the walls that you saw around the enemy?
Yeah.
They're made out of titans.
The walls?
The walls.
What? How?
I know.
Wait, explain that.
Because titans can solidify. Titans can solidify and build armored around themselves.
I'm having a hard time. I'm trying to picture it.
Them. Like, he used, like, they don't really, but they essentially lock arms around one another and make a little circle. And then a bigger circle. And then a bigger circle.
Oh, okay.
And then they
because I remember so from the first episode that I saw, I remember seeing the walls where he just, like, knocks through them. So those are titans.
They think it's walls, though.
They think it's walls, but they're titans.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not really, like, any feeling titans. They're just, like, mindless titans. They're just listening to the king.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the king, and he feels regretful for his ancestors. He thinks that Eldians are terrible, and they all, like, were Jack, and that he should redempt for their past. Okay. So that's why he takes 100 people, and he's like, when we die, we die. Like, whatever.
Okay.
But, however, he leaves, like, the rest of the Eldians. Once again, they built a whole population outside of this 100 people. And he leaves the rest of them out. So they're prosecuted by everybody else in the world. Because they don't have, like, the founding titan. They don't have, like, a main leader. So people take advantage of that because they can turn into titans. They have the ability to turn into titans. So everybody fears that. So then they're prosecuted and get basically put into camps. And they get, like, if I'm not mistaken, they get a armband. I forgot the color right now. I'll tell you the color later.
Okay.
But basically, if you have that color, you're a minority. You're a minority. And everybody that doesn't have a band, they're Marleyan. Marleyan is another society we get to meet. Another city.
Oh, okay.
And everybody, like, hates Marleyans to the point. Now, we move on to the next topic in the same show. There was this guy called Grisha. Grisha is the father of the main character, Aaron.
Who is Aaron again? Like
Aaron is the main character. Aaron is the one that's, like, a little boy dreaming of freedom.
Oh, okay. I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know who he is. But the way that I remember it, is he the one that his mom got ate by a titan?
Yeah.
Okay.
That guy right there.
I remember now. Okay.
Yeah. So, Grisha, he was a Marleyan. No, not a Marleyan. He was born in Marley, but he's an Eldian born.
Okay.
And he has a little sister, right? So they're little kids. And his little sister wants to go see, I don't know the name, but you know the balloon, like, airplanes?
Balloon airplanes?
You know the big airplanes that go in the sky that have banners and stuff?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking. A blimp.
A blimp. They're out there to watch the blimps because there's something going on, and I'm going off of memory. This is not gonna be great. They're watching the blimps. And he takes her out there, and I forgot what he has to do. He leaves her for, like, a couple of, like, minutes. Okay. Maybe an hour or two. Maybe longer. Once again, don't hold me to it. And he comes back, and her dead body is getting chewed up by dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casually just ate by dogs?
No, not casually. Police officers find her outside of the little, like, camps that they have. and they beat her to death. And then they let dogs eat her. Like, this gets dark.
Well, wait, I need visualization of this because
There is visualization.
I
They
know.
show us the dogs eating.
and what the and I need to see this because what? That's crazy.
Oh, now you want to watch it?
Yeah. You just had to tell me what is like the details, and I'm like, okay, I need to watch it.
That was me in 3 Body Problem.
Oh, that was so good. That one was so good.
I can't wait for season 2. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, so she's dead, and he tries to fight the soldiers, but they like literally punch him, and they're like, "Get out of our face! You're a little kid. Shut up!" And he has to go back to his house with no like escort or anything. He just goes back to his house and tells his parents that he got his little sister killed. So he goes back home and he's like, "Yeah, so my little sister's dead. My B." Like,
my little sister's dead. Oh well, like sorry.
Like obviously they're sad, but they can't do anything about it.
But yeah, I mean,
because the authorities are so high up that they're nothing, essentially. So then Grisha obviously gets up every day hating Marleyans. Like he literally would want to be anywhere else. And once he grows up, joins a rebellion group. Like a little union of a kind.
Against them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Full of Eldians. And they have a little rebellion. And they have this little spy that works in the government. And they call him the Owl. So essentially he plays both teams. But the Owl, they don't know this. I don't know if they know this actually. But he's an Eldian. He's an Eldian that feeds them information of the government. Now we get into the good parts. Grisha marries Diana Fritz. Diana Fritz has royal Eldian blood. This matters because remember royalty was a big thing and stuff, and original bloodline and stuff.
Yeah.
So Dina Fritz has royal blood, and he marries her. Obviously, not out of some other reason, just because he loves her, and they have a kid. They got a kid that is called Zeke. And the show makes a little... Not the show. Marley. They make a program called the Warrior Program. This Warrior Program is offered to Eldians that if you join and become like a Marleyan soldier, we will make you an honorary Marleyan. So give you citizenship status, but obviously not quite.
Okay.
But meaning their ulterior motives is because only Eldians can turn into Titans. They have a couple of Titans in their hand. They have the Jaw Titan, they have the Warhammer Titan, they have the Armor Titan, they have the Colossal Titan, and they have the Female Titan.
Okay, that's a lot of Titans.
That's a lot of Titans.
Yeah.
I think it might be up and about for the rest, but who knows. But they're the main ones I remember. And basically, the goal is that if you become one of those Titans, then you become an honorary Marleyan. You get to change your citizenship, essentially.
To a better one? Or
To Marley. Marley is a regular country which are hating on Eldians. They hate the Eldians. They have them in camps. So only if you're selected. And Grisha, main character's dad, he keeps forcing his son to join the warriors. His son does not want to do with the war. Zeke does not want to get involved. But Grisha's like, no, you're going to do this for the cause. You're an Eldian. You have to help the cause. And I guess that Zeke resents him because then he meets another Eldorian. This is the Beast Titan. He's just a random dude. We're going to call him a random dude until you watch the show. Okay? And they become besties. And
I'm going to watch the show. I'm going to.
Oh, now you're going to watch the show.
Yeah.
But basically, Zeke meets this guy, and this guy becomes his father figure.
Okay.
They play baseball together. This becomes a big thing in the show later. And essentially, once he realizes... Well, I don't know if he realizes. He starts to think that Marley is on the right. The Eldians are like a pest in the world. He starts thinking that his own bloodline is terrible.
That his own bloodline is terrible?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And so he goes and betrays his parents and tells the army that his parents are actually in a little union, in a little revolution thing.
Mm-hmm.
He tells on them and they get arrested.
His parents?
Yeah, because he tells on his own parents.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what?
he does not care. He does not care. And his parents are like, how could you do this to us? And he was like, you were in the wrong. That's that. Like, literally. And
okay.
then his parents get put in jail. However, when Eldians commit a crime, they don't get jail time at all. They take them on a little boat ride, and then they put them on a cliff, and they inject them with something that's called spinal fluid. Spinal fluid is what turns Eldians into mindless titans. You know those titans that ate Aaron's mom, our main character?
Uh-huh.
Those are mindless titans. Every Eldian can turn into a mindless titan with spinal fluid.
I need more context. Okay, so I remember watching that part where the mindless titan ate the main character, Aaron?
Yes.
Aaron's mom.
Aaron's mom.
So those are mindless titans? They do look pretty mindless.
Yeah, they don't really be thinking, they just be eating.
Yeah, they just like look like they have no thoughts going on.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, that's where all those titans come from. You remember the one that ate Aaron's mom?
Yeah.
That was Grisha's wife.
Wait. The wife?
Diana Fritz.
Uh-huh. Which is
The original wife.
the original wife.
Then Grisha, I'm going to tell you this later, went off and little effed around in Eldia when it had a kid, which is Aaron. His old wife ate his new wife.
His old wife ate his new wife.
Essentially.
What?
Obviously, she didn't know what she was doing, and it's gonna get so much deeper. I can't wait to tell you.
Imagine that. Getting ate by...
And he doesn't even know because he's dead.
He's dead?
Not yet, but soon.
Okay.
But he never finds out. He never finds out.
Oh, okay. So he never knows that his wife ate... his other wife ate his...
Alright, so, yeah. So, they lead him up to a cliff.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, so
Hold
we're
on.
catching up.
We're catching up, but we just took like an hour break. It feels like. Okay.
No, I think it was an hour.
Was it?
I think so.
It is 9:47. Okay. We took a little break because we just needed to get our thoughts together, I guess.
We also needed to charge the camera. We were not prepared for this.
We were not.
No.
If the angle looks different or whatever, maybe the camera move.
Let me wrap it up so Fernando can start with his side of things because I love to yap. That's the thing. I yap for days and days and days, and you can all stop me for yapping. And it's bad. I know I'm annoying. It's okay. I live with it. I'm happy with it. Anywho, so they bring him up to a cliff. They inject him with spinal fluid. Okay?
Okay. Pause. Who are we talking about? who are we injecting with spinal fluid? I need to know.
Remember Grisha? He got in prison because his kid turned him in.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have Grisha. We have his mother, Diana Fritz, the one that ate Aaron's mom.
Okay.
They travel in the boat or whatever. Then they end up in the cliff. And they're injecting everybody with spinal fluid. However, Grisha's the last one in line. And when the soldier gets to Grisha,
to inject him,
he goes, I'm the owl. The owl is the spy that the revolutionary group had.
is he actually the owl? Or he
Yeah,
just said
he's the owl.
okay. Okay.
So he turns into a titan and kills everybody. All the soldiers.
Wait, I was up.
He kills everyone.
The plot twist, he just randomly turns into a titan, kills everyone.
Oh, now you want to watch Attack on Titan?
No, literally, like, you're gonna leave and I'm gonna watch it. Like,
It gets so serious.
Oh my god.
He turns into a Titan and kills everyone. However, he's the Attack Titan. Do you remember what kind of Titan Eren is? He's also the Attack Titan. Okay.
Well, he's an offspring of him, so it makes sense.
He's the offspring of Grisha, not the spy.
Oh no, of Grisha,
Which is not the spy. The spy is a soldier that's injecting the fluid into the soldiers.
Okay.
Grisha is a prisoner that's thinking that he's gonna turn into a mindless Titan. However, right when the spy gets to Grisha, he goes, "Take care of Mikasa and Armin." And Grisha goes, "Who's that?" And the owl goes, "I don't know." Because the power that the Attack Titan has is to see the future and the past. Mikasa and Armin are friends of current Eren Yeager.
What?
And he's yapping about shit that happens in the future, but he doesn't even know about them. Cause then Grisha, Eren's dad, the person that they're yapping about, he's like, "Who's that?" And then Eren Kruger, because that's his name, goes, "I don't know." And he tells
I need
Grisha,
to watch this. I need
you do need to watch it.
I'm like trying to picture everything, and I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
So deep.
But I genuinely am like, what?
Yeah, it gets so dramatic. So essentially, Eren Kruger goes, "Yeah, go into Eldia and make a life for yourself. Get a wife, have a kid, and be peaceful, and then you'll figure it out." Because once again, the Attack Titan knows the future, but not quite. They know halfway. Like, they can't pick and choose what they know.
Oh my god.
It gets so complicated.
My brain cannot comprehend everything that you're saying right now.
Then
So
again,
I'm
you
like,
might be tipsy.
I also might be tipsy. Let's get
tipsy.
tipsy. So I'm like, what? But also it could be just be my tipsy brain like being like,
No, it gets bad.
It can't
gets
put.
bad.
Okay, that.
So then, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up so we can keep it on episode 2. But essentially,
The rest of it will be on episode 2.
I swear. Grisha takes this, and then Eren Kruger, the owl,
Eren is the owl.
not our main character,
Oh, okay, another.
the owl.
Okay,
The owl
the actual
was
owl.
called Eren. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he essentially turns Grisha into a Titan, so he can eat him. So Grisha can turn to the Attack Titan, which Eren eventually becomes into.
Okay.
I know it's so complicated.
It's very complicated. I need to visualize it so I understand exactly what you're saying.
So good a show, dude.
I'm gonna watch it.
Now you need to. I think that's a good cutoff point for my story. I feel like I'm gonna keep it going for the next episode because
So
Attack
stay
on
tuned
Titan.
for
Yeah.
I just hit the door. Stay tuned for next episode where she's gonna keep yapping about it, giving more information. And
There's a lot to unpack.
Hopefully by the next episode I've watched more so I know exactly, I can visualize everything. I'm a very visual learner, so like hopefully
I've been trying to get him to watch this for years.
Yeah.
So imagine my position right now. I'm glad, but God.
hopefully
darn.
hopefully by next episode I've watched at least like a couple more episodes so I know I can visualize exactly
It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while.
at least a couple.
Okay, so that was Attack on Titan. I hope everyone enjoyed it, but also it's gonna keep going. It's a long-winded thing.
It's not. How many seasons does it have?
4, and I'm barely. No, I haven't even reached the 4th season.
Yeah.
Like, it's deep.
Okay, so it has 4 seasons. Have you even reached the first episode?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so more to come. So
a lot more to
expect.
come on that side. But now we're switching over.
We're switching over to the Avatar The Last Airbender. All right, so this is us from the future.
Hi.
We wanted to preface this because we were looking back at the edited or the finished episode 1, and we realized that
we were too tipsy.
We got too tipsy. And when we started talking about the Avatar, we kind of like went back and forth with Sokka and Zuko.
So those names are going to be interchangeable throughout Fernando's
They're
story.
They're going to be interchangeable. I tried to add the name in, but I may have missed it. So
a couple of times.
We did our best. That's what happened.
That's the point of the podcast, okay?
So that's what happened if you see that.
We are not gospel. Take our word with some grain of salt.
Literally.
Like just some little seasoning up there.
So if you realize that, that's what happened.
Thank you.
Thank you. The reason I wanted to talk about it is because I recently just watched it. I watched the first book, which if you saw the intro, you know that's what I talked about. The Avatar, The Last Airbender. First of all, it took me a long time to actually start watching it. I remember watching the first episode multiple times, live action and regular action, until they sat me down and they're like, okay, we're actually gonna watch this. I was like, okay, and then I went home and I was like, wait, actually, I'm gonna watch it now.
It was kind of good, actually.
It was good, and genuinely, the first times that I've watched it, it was good. It just
didn't catch your attention.
I have the new mindset of like my attention span is like this low.
No, same.
It's like
same.
It's like if it doesn't catch me in the first episode, it's not gonna catch me until later. Okay, so the Avatar, it starts with Katara and Sokka. They are from the Water Tribe.
From the southern one.
From the
Northern?
southern? Northern, I think, because I think
one of the south or north.
One of the tribes, one of the water tribes. They're a water tribe, but Katara is the only one that has the actual
waterbending
abilities. So Katara is the waterbender. Sokka is not, but we love Sokka.
We adore Sokka. Sokka just vibing.
Funny. He just adds so much to the show. So anyways, they go in a little like boat adventure. If I'm not mistaken, they
go canoeing for fishing.
For fishing. Okay, so they go canoeing for fishing. Somehow or another, they end up finding this like iceberg.
Yeah, no, they find an iceberg.
Iceberg, which has, at the time, they don't know who it is, but it's the Avatar and
because they have no hope. They have no hope. They don't imagine they're gonna encounter the Avatar. They're just like, oh my god, big eyes. Wow, big eyes.
Like, you're just going out fishing. You don't expect to find the Avatar, I guess. But anyways, they stumble upon the Avatar, and they is Appa, which if you don't know, it's the big ass bison. That is
Sky Bison.
Sky Bison, because he can fly. Does he have a name other than the Avatar?
Aang.
This is my tipsy brain. I can't remember his name. So Aang and the bison are stuck in an iceberg. So what happened was the Avatar was
in a storm.
Because he ran away with Appa pretty much. And they were just like flying around into a storm. They eventually like landed into the water, and then Appa couldn't basically fly back up. So the Avatar, to save both of them, he like froze both of them, which created the iceberg. That's what Sokka and Katara find. They find the iceberg where Appa and Aang are at.
Sokka starts hitting that thing with his boomerang. And I think, actually, I might be mistaken. They might hit it with their boat. I'm not completely sure. It's been a long time.
I can't remember.
But they hit it somehow that it starts cracking. I remember it cracking from the top.
And then the big light.
Yeah.
And then basically the Avatar wakes up. Now, I don't remember much after that.
Essentially, Aang comes out passed out.
I remember that much. Aang comes out passed out.
And Sokka's like, nah, leave him. But Katara's like, there ain't no way.
We can't leave him here. Like,
they take him home, and that's when they're grandma's, like, he has airbending, like, mark.
Aang has been captured in this iceberg for over 100 years. He doesn't know that because he was frozen pretty much.
He thinks he's 12.
He thinks he's 12 because he literally, when he wakes up from the iceberg, he's literally a child. So he wakes up and it's been 100 years. What happened was, cutting to the future here, the Fire Nation pretty much wiped out all of the airbenders.
Air nomads.
What?
Air nomads.
That. The Avatar is the only one left with the airbending ability.
Then she tells Katara and Sokka, hey, there's an airbender. And Sokka's like, not in my village, because he's grown, according to himself. But basically, he's trying to guard himself, and he knows that anything outside of, like, basic kids and elder people are dangerous.
Yeah.
And Katara's like, oh my gosh, someone can tell me about waterbending. However, Aang doesn't know that yet.
Because if you don't know, the Avatar is supposed to know all the bending.
Mm-hmm, the four bendings.
Water, fire, air,
earth
bending. But he doesn't know that because he literally just woke up from a 100-year slumber.
All he knew was air, bro.
All he knew was air. So Katara thinks he knows how to waterbend, but he doesn't yet.
So essentially, Zuko sees the Avatar awakening from far away, just like a light beam that shot up into the air, and Zuko's like, "That's the Avatar."
Mind you, if you don't know who Zuko is, which if you haven't watched the Avatar, you wouldn't know. Yeah. Zuko is part of the Fire Nation. He is the son of the actual main...
The Fire Lord.
The Fire Lord. He's the son of the Fire Lord, which the Fire Lord also had a daughter, apparently. Azula, which you don't get into that into book 2, I guess, right? Is that book 2? Because I remember seeing a thumbnail with her.
They all blend into me because...
Okay. I think she doesn't start until book 2, which I have not watched book 2. I've only watched book 1, so
He's
maybe...
about to, though.
I'm about to. So next episode, we might know about...
I'll finish Attack on Titan and you finish the book 2. We can
both. Basically what happens is Zuko is part of the Fire Nation, which Fire Nation is like the bad people,
which I would say misunderstood
in a sense, but at the same time they're trying to capture the Avatar because the Avatar is like their... Well, Zuko mainly is.
Okay, now here's an argument.
Go ahead.
A lot of people... Well, not a lot of people. I see a lot of comics being like, doesn't the Avatar cause absolute power and it's not a bad thing? So why is he to determine what's bad and good?
In a sense, yeah, because if you look at it, Zuko is like trying to find him for his... What would you call it? For his benefit, in a sense. Because he wants to please his dad. But in the sense, the Avatar is like neutral.
Yeah.
Because the Fire Nation mainly wants him to pretty much rule everyone.
But maybe I'm being toxic because I feel like the Fire Nation is like... No, just like becoming... No, yeah, the Fire Nation is toxic.
Exactly.
No, yeah,
so
you're right.
The Fire Nation pretty much wants him because they can rule everyone.
No, but also...
Not your
But also, you haven't watched Legend of Korra.
I don't know what that is.
That's basically Avatar Part 2.
Not part of the books, a different one.
Same books, but different series.
Okay, I have not.
So, let's say Avatar wins in the end.
Okay.
But then we go into Legend of Korra. All the elements are at peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Water, air, fire, and earth. Everyone's
crazy.
at peace.
Okay.
But now regular humans, now that we have a civilized humanization with like cars and trains and all this stuff going on. Now humans are like, we feel like benders have too much of rights. And it starts making
of course
an issue.
humans would.
No, it starts making an
Of
issue.
course humans would.
But so humans are benders too. It just starts making an issue because
Wait, really?
no matter what, it's always gonna be comparison.
It's always competition to get to the top, really.
Yeah.
Until one person has overall. It can never be neutral until one person has overall power. But let's not get on to that.
That's why the Fire Nation was right.
So the Fire Nation wants to capture him. Zuko specifically, which is one of the main characters, he wanted to capture the Avatar to please his dad because his dad pretty much kicked him out. Didn't want anything to do with him unless he brought back the Avatar. The minimum he could do, or the one thing that he could do to get in agreement with his dad.
Not the Avatar that had been gone for 100 years.
Literally, they didn't even know if he existed until Aang came back from the iceberg. He like lit up his eyes and everything, and he pretty much informed everyone that he was alive. So that's why people go on a search with him. The Fire Nation goes on a search for him. So going back to where Aang is with Sokka and Katara, and his grandma tells him that he's the airbender. What happens after that? Because I can't remember. I watched
After that,
episode
then
so long
Zuko
ago.
pulls up. Zuko pulls up, being like, "Give me the Avatar."
Okay, I do remember that.
Zuko's like, "I'll every one of you," and then Aang goes, "Just take me." And then they actually do take him. Yeah, because then they take him away, and as Aang is handcuffed, he escapes.
Yes, I remember that.
That. And he gets out of his cuffs. Zuko's shooting at him. He gets nowhere. Like, Zuko gets nowhere. Aang escapes. And then he finds Katara and Zuko again. And then they get together. And they're like, actually, let's travel the world. And let's get to the Northern Air Temple.
The North Pole, which is where
the North Pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they first hit up the other Air Temple where, I forgot the name, but it was Aang's master. And then Aang goes into the Avatar state. And then they go on adventures. They go through a bunch of things.
They go through a lot of temples. I do remember that because I remember they went through different types of temples. Trying to get to the Northern Temple.
Yeah, that was the ultimate goal. And when they finally get there, then the main master... I forgot his name. I wish I knew his name. I need to rewatch it. You should know his name.
Of the Water Temple?
Of the Master of Water, like, element.
Wow. I can picture him, but I don't...
I can also picture him. He
Here's
was
the thing.
bald and he had a beard.
Here's the thing. I remember these people. I can picture them, but I am horrible with names in general. So I can't remember their names.
So we're going to have a rough time throughout the entire podcast, but
maybe we
know
can
what we mean.
Maybe we can put a picture up and
Hey, picture. That's what got us.
Exactly who we're talking about.
But yeah, they then tell Katara that she cannot learn waterbending because that's not for girls.
Because in their water tribe, they don't believe in teaching women, pretty much, which is crazy. So they don't teach any of the women waterbending. They train them with healing. That's pretty much it. If you see a camera quality difference or something doesn't...
Or skin color is completely different.
We're in a different camera. What happened was the other one died. Anyways, we'll just get back onto the topic. Hopefully this lines up and hopefully it looks the same. Okay, so back on track. Katara was trying to get trained by the Master
Paku!
Master Paku.
Paku!
Which is the waterbender, the master waterbender of the Northern Tribe. So meantime, while she's trying to get trained by him, Yue
and Sokka are doing some and not, I wouldn't say inappropriate. They're just doing their little intimate thing.
They're just trying to get together low key. But but they can't because she's already like engaged to another guy, which is not by her choice. It's just that's how their tradition is. She's a princess. Yeah, she's a princess. She already has someone that she's supposed to marry. because of their tradition. But she really likes Sokka. Cutting back to the Master Waterbender. So he didn't want to teach Katara, but they have a duel pretty much. And she does really good, but she doesn't defeat the Master Waterbender, Master Paku. And eventually, he has her like compete against her guys or his guys, and they pretty much aren't it compared to her. Like, she's the one. She knows what she's doing.
She's that guy.
She's him.
She's him.
She's him. So he changes his morals basically, and he's like, okay, I'll train you.
Okay, damn, you're good, I guess.
He was like, all right. I guess. So he starts training Katara and Aang. Basically, it comes
but she was already training. He was already training,
but it basically comes to the point where he's like, refer to her as your master because she knows what she's doing. Anyways, in the meantime, in the background, while all of this is going on, Sokka gets pretty much betrayed by the Fire Nation. He gets betrayed, but he's been betrayed low-key since the beginning.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants him.
Exiled.
He was exiled, but anyways, he gets fully betrayed. What are them people called? The pirates pretty much come after him and like blow up the one ship he's at, and they think he died. Lo and behold, his uncle, what was his name?
We love Iroh.
Iroh
is my homie, bro.
Iroh is his uncle, and Iroh is so chill. Like, honestly, he's like,
I love him.
He's so cool. But pretty much his uncle is helping him. So Zuko is in the ship. He disguises himself as a soldier. He's on the ship and still on the mission to catch the Avatar. So anyways, the whole Fire Nation pulls up on the Water Tribe, and they're like trying to get the Avatar, but there was the moon, and what was the other one?
The sea.
Moon in the sea, the little koi fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're pretty.
Maybe I could be wrong. Please do not take my word for it.
We're not. We're like gone right now, so
yeah.
Don't take our word for it.
I feel like that's gonna be every episode. It's gonna start off so like strong and like impactful and so structured,
and we're like, what are we
okay.
talking about? Okay, but anyways, there's two koi fish. One is the main one.
It makes sense because when the moon is gone, the water one comes up.
Right.
So the moon and the sea. The moon and the sea.
The moon and the sea, the yin and the yang, pretty much, because it doesn't
Yeah,
refer to it. Anyways, the Fire Nation comes in, and they capture the moon, the moonfish. Which,
who the fuck is the Fire Nation? No, it's Shao.
Yeah. Zhao pretty much captures.
Best of luck on editing.
Zhao captures the moon koi fish, pretty much. And if you don't know, the moon is pretty much, when it's a full moon, it gives the Water Tribe the full power. Like,
and it keeps balance.
It keeps balance between everything. So if he were to destroy or kill the moon fish, it would pretty much unbalance everything. Everyone relies on it, as far as all the waterbenders, the earthbenders, the Fire Nation. The airbenders rely on it. So if he were to get rid of the moon, then it's gonna throw everything off. Which he ends up doing that. Which is crazy. That whole part, I was like, my jaw was dropped when I was watching that. So
imagine me 7 years old being like, ah.
Literally, I was like, oh my god, because they were like, what was the uncle's name?
Iroh.
They're all pretty much gathered in this like greenhouse. It's not a greenhouse, but this green.
No, the paradise.
The paradise at the Water Tribe, and Iroh pretty much tells Shao, like, whatever you do to that moonfish koi, I'm gonna do to you 10 times worse.
And then that stabs him.
So
Stabs. Scream ass movie shit.
Shao puts the fish back like, oh, I'm okay, whatever. I'll put it back. Next thing you know, boom, zaps him. That zaps the fish. The fish.
That is not funny, by the way. We're just laughing because it's ridiculous.
We're just laughing because it's crazy to think about.
And we're tipsy.
And
Point of the podcast.
Point of the podcast. So he zaps the fish. Pretty much. What they didn't know is that, what was the princess name?
Yue.
Yue.
We love Yue.
Yue, when she was young, she was dying, pretty much. To summarize it.
Okay, memory.
She was not a normal child when she was born. She was not crying. She was silent. She had the touch of the moon, which gave her life, made her hair blonde and everything. Not blonde, white, platinum white. So she had the touch, pretty much. And I keep forgetting the uncle's name. Iroh.
We love Iroh.
Iroh realizes that she has a touch, pretty much.
Did he?
Yes, because he's like, you.
I haven't watched it in a long time.
He was like, you got the touch. Because I don't know how he noticed. He was like, you got the touch.
Well, you haven't realized this far, but he's really connected into the spirit world.
Yeah. So he was like, you can pretty much bring this fish to life because you all.
That's a lot of pressure, though. Would you do it? It's like.
Honestly, it's like that one scenario where it's like, I don't know. Would you?
I don't know. Because, like, personally, like, no, I can get dark. I'm gonna stick to my. Let me ask you.
You could. I feel like I would. Because here's the thing.
I would too, because I don't want to live. But,
it's like one person, and then at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. Or, like, you make everyone survive. Okay, we've been through 2 cameras already. The audio we had to fix multiple times.
3 if you want to count the batteries.
We just finished this full episode, and turns out the camera died. I don't think it died. It just stopped recording.
We have the video though. We have the audio though.
We got the audio, which I don't think you're gonna hear because we're gonna just restart from here. We got the audio, but the video literally just cut out. So I don't know what to tell you. We looked back at the clip and we realized we stopped at where we were talking about Princess Yue.
And how she gave her life.
To the koi fish to pretty much bring back the moon. And that gave the power to all the waterbenders to pretty much attack back in the war. So they pretty much go back into the war. And they start defeating the firebenders. Because that gave them, when the moon is full and they have that on their side, pretty much they got full power. And then at one point, Aang gets, what's his name again? Master or General.
Not Tupac.
Master.
Baku.
No, not Master Paku. The Shao.
Not Tupac.
Aang turns into this monster koi fish, pretty much, which is helping the water tribe.
Demon monster.
Yeah, which is helping the water tribe. He pretty much drowns General Shao. I don't know, from what it ended or from what I remember, that's pretty much it. They Prince, what's his name? Zuko. He doesn't look for the avatar anymore because, to be fair, give him some credit, he is tired. He literally went through so much to try to get the avatar, and yet again, he does not get him. So he gives up. He's tired, and they ended up selling, I guess, I don't know, back home or just in general back to the ocean. And that's pretty much where it ended. I mean, the water tribe neutralized because they didn't lose the war. And yeah, that's all I remember.
Well, the water tribe is basically trying to bring their reinforcements back up because they're still in war.
Yeah.
Everyone's still in war.
This was our first episode.
We had a much better outro last time.
We did, and it sucks that we lost the video format of it. But pretty much, what we were saying was, this was Let's Get Tipsy.
We're getting tipsy. We're yapping.
We're yapping.
We're having a fun time, and we hope that someone enjoyed our yapping.
Hopefully you did. Give us some ideas if you have any ideas that we should talk about in the next episode. If you're watching this on TikTok, make sure to look at our bio. I'm pretty sure everything should be linked there. Us, we're in the future again. So we realized again after looking back that we forgot to mention our podcast. Our social media side of things. We have everything on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok for Let's Get Tipsy podcast, so that's where you can find us, and I'll add it on the screen as well.
You can also find us on Twitter at Let's Get Tipsy Pod.
Everything should still be, if you're still watching this on YouTube, everything should still be linked down below for easier access, but we just forgot to mention that in our first episode.
If you enjoyed our yapping, we'd really appreciate a follow. If you subscribe, like, comment, all of the above.
You'll get pretty much notified when we upload. So, and then just funny clips from
that'd be really
episode.
Fun. So we'd be really appreciative.
We would really appreciate it if you follow us there. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed this first episode.
And anyway, ending of the outro. The outro's gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Bye from the future.
Bye. This is our first episode once again, so cut us some slack.
Look us up. I'm gonna link. We're gonna link all the.
Everything should be linked in
below.
our bio or description wherever you're watching this. But you can follow me at Fernando M643 on Instagram. Currently, unless something changes, you should see it up on the screen or again on the description. Or you can follow Priscilla at
Lovely Priscilla. Lovely spelled with 2 Y's at the end. I'm gonna stay like that. I love my username. Made it in 8th grade and I'm keeping it all the way through.
And then again, it should be on the screen if you're watching this, or if you're watching or hearing this somewhere else, it should be somewhere in our bio. You should be able to see it.
No, but we love this. DM us. We would love to talk about anything. We haven't discovered our style yet.
We haven't. If you want our take on any conversation, leave it down below. Leave it somewhere. DM us like she just said, so we can bring it up.
We're here to yap. We're besties, so we're just going to sit here and yap for
We're going to be here for a long time. So if you want us to give our input on anything, let us know.
We'll have fun. Thank you for watching.
This was Let's Get Tipsy. And yeah, this was really fun. We'll see you in the next one, hopefully.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.